name is Megan Edwards of Focus Communications, and today we're getting an update from Mantaro Precious Metals, which trades on the Toronto Venture Stock Exchange under the symbol MNTR. And joining me today, we have CEO Craig Hairfield. Welcome back to the show.
Hi, Megan. Nice to speak with you again. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Absolutely. You've had quite a busy month, and since we last talked, the company has announced the commencement of drilling at Golden Hill. You've been at a conference in London, and you were also on site in Bolivia visiting the project. Tell us a little bit about it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was in Bolivia visiting the Golden Hill project 2 weeks ago, and it was great to see the property with my own eyes. Kind of spent some time with our team there, and most excitingly, be there as our drill program kicked off. As you can imagine, this is quite an important milestone for a company, and so there's a lot of excitement amongst our team to hopefully be able to show the world the potential of our project. And then, as you mentioned, I was in London last week at the 121 investment conference, which was a good opportunity to meet face to face with a number of European investors and brokers and share the Mantaro story with them, which I will say was, I think, well received by most, as I think many appreciate the value proposition of Bolivia as an underexplored country with huge mineral discovery potential.
So let's dive right into the latest on Golden Hill. Last month, we discussed a broad overview of the company and its projects. But now that you've visited the Golden Hill project for commencement of drilling, can you give us your latest thoughts and updates from the property?
Of course, yeah. I mean, as you know, there's nothing that replaces seeing a property with your own eyes. It's one thing to look at a geologic map and see the extent of the property, but it's quite a more impactful experience to walk the property and understand the topography, to kind of stand on the hill and see the concession extending out for kilometers on the horizon, and see the mineral potential with untested kind of quartz vein outcroppings everywhere. And I mean, as you know, there was an existing mine here in the past, and so it's good to kind of understand the topography and the infrastructure, the feel of the region. I mean, so to get to the project, you fly into Santa Cruz, which is a large size city, and you drive 2-3 hours to San Ramon on a paved road. San Ramon's a smaller town. From there, it's a good 30-40 minutes on a gravel road to get to the project. So the project's quite well located for infrastructure purposes, for logistics and labor, but it's also, it's far enough away. It's not on top of any communities, anything like that. So yeah, it was great to get a better feel for the project.
Yeah, absolutely. And from the video the company posted online recently, it looks like you were able to access the site of historic mining at the La Escarcha target. Could you run us through what excites you about this target specifically?
Yeah, great question. I mean, I guess what excites me, first of all, is I think the size potential of this deposit. The prior surface mine workings were fairly extensive, as they mined across kind of multiple vein structures, and it was reportedly quite productive. And secondly, I'm excited about how well understood this target is. I mean, all the vein structures at La Escarcha are well mapped out from the old surface workings as well as from the old underground workings. And so, as we drill, this is more than I guess you could say, like a cross your fingers and hope for the best kind of a situation. I mean, we have a very high amount of confidence in what we expect to see from our drilling results, and we're excited to show the world what we have.
Absolutely. Now, this is a question that's always on shareholders' minds. Lab turnaround times. Now, where are you sending your samples, and when should investors expect the first set of results from the project?
Yeah, I know it always requires a bit of patience, but we are sending our samples to ALS laboratories, and we expect to get results back. I'd say the second half of July at this point.
Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome. Just going back to Golden Hill for a second, what about the big picture overview at Golden Hill? Are there other targets ready for drilling in this phase?
Yes. So, we're going to focus the majority of our efforts on La Escarcha initially, and really prove that out as best we can. But I think, as I've shown in other presentations, we have multiple targets along several kilometers of strike along our concession, and we're definitely going to test these different potential deposits as well to try and better understand the district as well.
And for the listeners, could you tell everyone why they should consider Mantaro and why investors should be keeping a close eye on your developments?
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose I'd say I would encourage our listeners to consider the value proposition of of Mantaro as a company with a nearly $7 million market cap at the moment. And we have several million dollars in cash with 2 quality exploration projects, one of which is undergoing a drilling program as we speak, and will hopefully show the world it has the potential to be a world-class deposit. And I guess I'd say if your response to that is, yeah, but everybody says they potentially have a world-class deposit, I'm sorry, but I'm going to pick on some of my friends with projects in Nevada or Ontario because those historic kind of gold mining regions have been explored for decades. They've been kind of picked over. You know, the low-hanging fruit is gone. The
Right.
Bolivian Shield region has never been properly explored, so there actually is a chance there are undiscovered, world-class deposits here, and that's what's so exciting about it. And I guess if your response is then, well, Bolivia is a very risky place to do business, I would encourage you to do some research, and you might just discover that Bolivia is politically moving in the right direction. And if that still does not convince you, well, consider that we have a project that is already permitted, so it's heavily de-risked from a regulatory perspective. So that's my pitch.
Perfect. I love the pitch. No, thank you again for coming on today, Craig. We look forward to hearing more from Mantaro in the months to come as Golden Hill continues to progress. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds great. Thank you, Megan.
All right. Thank you.